Wow, it's been a whole week since last time I recorded a D&D episode.
I would just like to point out that it's been a bit since we played last, and I had to listen back through my own damn audio to find item stats and some flavor stuff because these fuckers can't be bothered to make notes.
And if you listen to our most recent D&D workshop, this would be a problem. But we resolved it. Wink.
Dan resolved it.
I'm bitter and upset.
Oh,
I mean,
I'm actually just going to be really passive aggressive through this whole game and eventually try to kill the entire party instead of talking to Dan like an adult.
yeah.
oh, shit.
Though I will say, I hate you all forever. How dare you make me remember things?
Yeah, I took notes in my brain and then I threw them away.
Michael's like, oh, I'm moved, and I took a trip to America.
No.
It's like that SpongeBob scene where they're all running around inside the brain.
Submitted my graduate thesis, moved cities in Japan, resubmitted my visa application.
And now for the segment where
accepted my
Michael
visa
brags about his
application,
life.
Started a new job, and moved apartments, took a trip to America, came back, all in the span of like 2 months while not playing D&D. Give me a fucking break.
And you would have made all of that not matter? You would have made all of that not matter? A notepad file. One notepad file that would have taken 10 damn seconds to make.
Damn, dude, he just dabbed on your ass.
Dab.
Hang on, let me just... You ever seen that, You ever seen one of those, like, Vine things where the suburban lady's like, and then we just add 2 shots of vodka?
No, but I have seen Revival, a Dungeons and Dragons roleplay podcast.
But that doesn't even work. It's a podcast.
Yeah, but if you were an eagle-eyed listener, you would know that.
Yeah, you can see podcasts. What? You can't... Look, I'm looking at it right now. I'm looking at my waveform recording. That's visual.
He doesn't smell his podcasts.
Well, I don't tell listeners what I'm looking at.
He doesn't have smell-o-vision?
God, that
I
would be such
feel
a
the
terrible
podcast.
thing.
I tried to start, but you guys just didn't do it.
Yeah, you guys have just been walking around this whole time, and the person talking about smell-o-vision is just this spider next to you. You found him. Name's George. He's cool.
He doesn't have any nostrils, so he's more of an admirer of the format, but he can't really use it himself.
This is terrible. I hate this bit. Okay, next
Yeah,
bit.
this is a shit bit.
All right. And scene.
Alrighty. So, as a quick recap, because I know you fuckers didn't take notes.
I did. They were
You'll
in my
hear the
brain.
clickety
I
clack.
forgot them.
I do remember Jerry and John are like the first to immediately start twacking out.
I ain't twacking.
Yeah.
I'm
The
twacking.
fuck is twacking?
Okay, do you want me to say
Doesn't know
tripping
what
balls,
twacking
Michael?
is.
Sure.
Yes!
Okay,
It's preferable.
Jerry is tripping fucking Pokeballs, okay?
Yes. So, if you remember, you saw, like, the faceless girl. And then, yeah, John's good. John isn't seeing this nightmare bullshit anymore.
Oh, yeah, he chose not to stare back into the void.
Yeah.
Like
a
a smart
boy.
person.
Like, not adventurous person.
I'm plenty adventurous.
So, Giron is the only one tripping. If you will recall, remember how the scout gave you guys tips about what you were supposed to do? Does anyone remember what those were?
I was told not to say what I'm seeing. pretty sure.
Good. Someone remembered a thing. Does anybody else remember the things that the scout said?
Not a single one of them.
I remember they said that the spiders are very, very scary. They're immune to basically everything, and they will tear us to fucking shreds.
That's close. So, things that they told you, there's a bunch of different types of them. Rules for traveling. If you're going to sleep anywhere, you got to sleep in the most open place possible. Don't go into any trees if you see them. If you don't listen to things, any voices, they're going to be saying bad things. And if you see people that you recognize, it's not them.
But what if it is them?
I don't know.
Then you walk over and give them a hearty handshake.
Yeah, a firm handshake.
And say, hey, I need this job. It's just that easy.
It's just that easy.
Spiders today. Back in my day, you just walked up to the web and said, hey, I need these flies. Got me a job for 20 years.
Pension came with it for free. It was great. Didn't have to pay into it.
Fucking Zoomers. Okay, let's go.
Alrighty, so if you'll recall, it's, redwood forest. Massively
Yeah.
dense, ultra high. You're still kind of in the light of it. We'll skip forward a little bit, into the expedition.
And we're
Okay.
looking for that.
The wolf's eye.
Yeah, that boy. I want to roll nature.
You can after I get done describing where you actually are.
I accept that statement.
You fucking better. What are you gonna do about it? I'll kill you.
Spend all of my goddamn money from my high-paying executive job.
Executive, these fucking nuts, dude.
It doesn't even make sense. This is all. We're 6 minutes in and it's already deteriorating. Fantastic.
Just like my mental state.
We've been here an hour.
That's accurate for Giron. So, you've gotten a bit further into the woods. What you can tell about the web is you're starting to see some patterns. It's like things are repeating. It's very disorienting. There's entire sections that are blocked off that are uncuttable that you kind of have to weave around. Though, thankfully, that little travel charm, that travel ritual that you got given to you. Does anybody remember that shit happening? Probably.
I do.
Yes.
I remember that.
Okay, thank you.
I'm
That's
just saying
actually-
that I don't remember that at all.
It's bending space around the webs, kind of let you go under them and mostly go in a straight shot.
Yeah,
Yeah,
see,
'cause I
Dan, it's
remember,
thematic. We're playing along with the mechanics of the woods, because some of us don't remember things. That's the explanation.
Yeah.
Oh, it's weird.
I mean-
It feels like we've been in here for months, but it's only been one day.
Yeah. So, the other thing that you immediately notice is there's no wind. You haven't seen any wildlife or really any complex vegetation. Like, there's some grass, maybe. And, like-
Aside from the big trees, right?
Yeah.
So
Aside
it's pretty
from the
much
underbrush.
just webs and these big ass tree trunks.
Well, also up in the webs, you can see like a very, very complicated path network. Like there's all of the pathways that you're following are sort of mirrored almost in three-dimensional space up in the trees. Like if you're walking through a clearing, they've built a clearing similar but up in the tree and made out of web. It's kind of like a double of the forest. So, what were you going to roll nature for?
Well, I don't know how like this works in like the rules as written, but I do have like an encounter thing that's natural terrain understanding that I kind of wanted to roll into this roll, just as a flavor kind of meme.
Mm-hmm.
Because what I want to do is I want to like basically take some steps, like intentionally disruptive steps, to see if there's like leader strands that might, because like on spider webs there's the alert webbing that kind of like resonates. So I want to see if we're like stepping on every single one of those, and if possible like try to avoid them.
Okay, go for it.
Oh Jesus, I rolled a nat 20.
Nat 20? Well, let me tell you. You can see the remnants of a lot of those strands. And in fact, you can see basically how this whole system works. It's not like there's necessarily purpose-built alert beams. It's more like by virtue of how they're constructed, it's almost like it's seemingly, the web structure actually reminds you the most of like a tendon system.
Okay.
Ew.
So there's certain parts of the web that look like they could flex, like be retracted or expand and just radically change the shape of the web. Like the web is movable.
But that also means there might be like stress points or points that are under more tension.
Correct. The web is basically a muscle. like complete with ligaments and tendons and things like that, it can be manipulated. Also,
Oh, that's interesting.
what you guys have been walking on is there are leader strands, and they seemingly resemble nerves. Well, or to be more accurate, you've been walking around them because of the safe protection, like the that little safe travels ritual thing. Anytime you would step on them, your foot just kind of bends out of the way.
All right, so what I want to do here then is I'm going to kind of stop I'm just going to motion for everyone to stop, like silently, and kind of give a shh, and then grab a tuning fork out of my bag.
Where the fuck did you get a tuning fork? When did you...
Dude, I have tuning forks.
He does
of course
have a
I have
tuning
fucking
fork.
tuning forks.
It's
I
part of his
vaguely
lab
remember
equipment.
you using one before, so I'll allow it.
Yeah, he has. I can verify that.
Yeah, that was fucking...
It was
Didn't
either
I
it was the wyvern. We used it with the wyvern horn, I'm pretty sure, or something like
Oh,
that.
It was
yeah.
it was either the wyvern horn or it was the minotaur horn.
You're right.
So shut the fuck up. I took notes in my brain. See, I remember tuning forks. That matters.
No, it doesn't.
I'm sure Patton would have like a double-sided tuning fork, like a two-fold tuning fork that just has it on both ends.
A forning fork.
I think that's just a fork.
Repent.
It's more like a trident.
So Elias just
Anyway,
It's a bident.
so I'm getting out this tuning fork, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Specky put out a little, like, an extremely rigid mycelium to attach to one of these focal points, like one of the stress points. And I just want to see, like, if these things are resonating, because I got an idea that they might be, like, silently talking through them.
Okay, go for it.
I'm
I don't
just
like
doing
this.
that. Do I need to roll again? What should I roll?
If you're gonna roll, I'm gonna give that a nature thing because that's a completely different check.
Yeah. Well,
You're
this
trying
is
to
kind
do
of
a
like
completely
leading
different
into
thing?
things. Yeah. This is off of the insight gained from the previous roll.
Yes, you
So
wouldn't have
nature.
thought to do this if you didn't. Yes.
Oh,
So,
yeah, not at
different thing.
That's not very good at all.
Oh no.
My nature score is massive, but 17 total.
17 total.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay, so you connect it to one of those main strands, and what are you gonna do? You know, like strike the fork and try to listen in.
Yeah, basically.
I don't like the way
Okay.
you said that, Dan.
So, Giron,
Yep.
Oh no.
you're walking around, and yeah, you're freaking out, man.
All right.
So, primarily, what you can
This
see
is
is
backcountry.
what you can see here, and what you've been seeing is a bunch of tendrils leading into and out of the webs, bunch of them streaking through the air, all sort of pulsating and shifting, and most bizarrely, you see them occasionally just get completely severed and then reattach, and you are firmly aware that that is like a person.
Oh.
And the absolute second Elias does that, you see every single one of those strands stop,
Oh, good.
freeze in the air completely. And then you just hear 1,000 voices.
Like a deafening kind of cacophony sort of deal.
Yes. And Elias, you hear like some skittering, like some sounds and stuff, but you can't really make it out.
So this is painful for me, right?
Oh yeah. Giron can. And
I'm gonna cover my ears and kind of keel over.
oh, that doesn't help.
Oh, I know it doesn't help. but
It's not going into your ears, it's going around your ears. Ears are a suggestion, as you've found out.
The spiders are in my brain.
I got spiders and mutants in my brain.
Just another
Just
parasite.
a parasite.
Elias, I don't know what you did, but oh god, you really.
Jerry, you have to be quiet.
It would be nice if it was quiet.
The one thing that you can hear over and over is the Eternal Weaver is here.
Oh, I can hear that, or Jerry can hear it?
Jerry.
All right, I'm
Oh,
gonna
okay,
repeat
cool.
that. Just subconsciously, I have to repeat that. The Eternal Weaver is here.
Oh, and
And-
then the second you say that, you're going to look above your head, and you're going to see the tendril above you that's going back to the central point is going to become thicker and start pulsating.
I'm also gonna mutter out, "Play along." Just a little throwback.
Giron, why don't you roll me... What exactly would this be?
Sanity check?
No, insight.
Insight. Oh, this is even worse.
Actually, no, this would reasonably be Arcana.
Okay. Do that.
What did I thought that we had discussed that these kind of crazy things weren't necessarily Arcana.
Well, I'm not. They're immune to fire.
Yeah, it is, but not in this case.
Oh, okay.
I think this is more like a void interaction.
No, this is a rationalization of what is going on.
Oh, okay.
All right, here we go.
This is a check to see if Giron can rationalize what just happened.
That's a
It's a-
28.
28. Okay.
That's not bad.
So, what
D&D
you can-
sanity check.
So, you actually are pretty familiar with this whole concept. And it's a fairly established thing in, magical thought and all of that. The concept of... It's normally applied to religions and things where, like, group communities and stuff, people are connected to a central, mana reservoir, basically. Normally the central being is some sort of deity or whatever, and everybody is connected in that way, right? That's one of the fundamental tenets of nature, is that everything is magically connected, right?
Okay.
What you can tell from all of these things that you normally wouldn't be able to see unless you were, like, heavily, like, unless you were doing, like, a deep dive into the mana network there, what you can tell is you just got pinged as one of, if not the most important thing on this network.
Oh no.
Haha, I'm in danger.
Basically, in terms of priority, the closest thing you could relate this to is you just all of a sudden got marked as a demigod of some kind.
It's happening!
So I'm the Eternal Weaver.
Yes, you can rationalize that.
Oh boy.
Moving on up.
Would that mean like they have like some sort of subconscious knowledge of my connection to my viewers then?
You have
With
no
that-
idea.
Okay. I'll just communicate to the party.
Haha, no, are you going to? Remember how they said to not do that ever?
Well, I'm not going to tell them what I see.
Okay.
Guys, I think I'm like a flare right now. Like a flare in the road that's shining really
Well, knock it off.
extremely bright. John, that's easier said than done. Oh God,
We'll
this
make it
is
easy
so
to do.
loud.
Knock it off.
Not the time.
It subsides.
Oh,
They go back to their business, and the tendril on you weakens slightly.
all right.
Well,
First things first. Put that tuning fork back where it came from, and never do that again while we're here.
yes, well, I've gotten all I need to know from, I think, this particular experiment. We're definitely not alone, and I do believe they are using these web filaments as some sort of communication network, though. How advanced it is, I'm not entirely sure at this point.
But whatever.
It's more accidental than anything. It's not like they're talking through it. It's more just like all of the webs carry vibrations, so...
I thought they were, like, legit talking through it. Okay.
No, they kind of are, but not like... It's not like that's what they built it for. It's more like that's an accident.
Well, yeah, but they can still be using it as a communication network, even if they didn't purpose-built it as
Well, no,
such.
they're very clearly not using it purposefully for that.
Oh, okay.
It's like with homing pigeons, where they just kind of
Well,
make their
then,
way back, but you can just
Let
put
me
a note on
amend
there.
my statement to, I think anything that we say or anything that we're doing here is being carried back to a central hub.
Yeah. It's more like the best guess that you would get off of the things that you saw there is it's just kind of amplifying their voices.
Yeah.
Along the path.
Well,
it's just
and,
making them
and
louder
ours.
to each other. Completely on accident. It's just likely the way that they talk.
They're like whales under.
Pretty much.
If I had to theorize what's going on right now, I'm going to be acting
I'd
as some
appreciate
sort
if
of
you didn't do that.
I'm not going to tell you what I'm seeing, John. Cut the smartass.
Appreciate if you didn't tell me what you were thinking either.
They didn't tell me not to tell you what I was thinking.
I'm telling you.
I think we should probably try to avoid bending the rules for whatever it is that you have going on.
We're kind of playing along with their rules right now. So, I believe I'm acting as some sort of conduit, involuntarily.
Bam, perception check.
Who's Brennan? Who's doing a
Yeah,
perception?
because you're just like, hey, guys, guess what's going on? Let me tell you about it.
Just Jerry perception check?
No,
So
everybody.
I'm not telling you that there's a void here, but look all around the void, and you might
Oh no,
find,
this is
look,
this
there's
is
a void.
only semi-related to that.
Well, I'm like relaying that, hey, I might...
Perception check.
I'm rolling it. Mimi, big number.
I got a
26.
I got a non-natural 20.
I got a 9.
Non-natural 20.
I got a 16, so me and Jerry are pretty low.
26.
Let me give me a second.
Elias sees all, tells some.
Yes. So on that, in the middle of Jiron talking, what you're going to notice is incredibly quickly and just like supernaturally fast. You're going to see a small, like just spider-ass spider. Doesn't really look like a person, just looks like a semi-big spider.
Mm-hmm.
Poke its head out from the tree.
Mm-hmm.
Like a tree, like maybe 600 meters away.
That's
Make it more
really
like
far
8.
away.
Yeah, but you're a fucking elf.
That's true. My elf eyes see.
It just pokes its head out, looks at you, you look at it. You see a look of, like, surprise on its face, and it ducks back behind the tree. But it pokes,
What
like,
kind?
one eye out.
What kind of spider?
Looks like a big old tarantula. It looks
No,
like a
you
big old
said-
tarantula, but, like, with a, sort of like a jumping... like a tarantula mixed with a jumping spider.
You said it was
Great.
semi-large.
I'm horrified.
What does semi-large mean?
Semi-large? Like...
Smaller than a Labrador, bigger than a kitten?
Bigger than a Labrador, smaller than a car.
Okay.
Fuck!
But you look at it and it's poking its eye back out. It doesn't seem to be, like, hostile. It seems more curious.
Yeah, but that don't...
Is it George? Is it George from the earlier bit?
Okay, so this thing is staring straight at me, right?
Yeah, it very clearly thinks that it's hidden from you now.
Alright, I'm gonna look back at it and sort of, like, do that kind of side-eye glance where I look back down towards where we were walking, and then motion for us to keep going, and then as we're walking, if it keeps looking, I'm going to glance back quickly to see if I can catch it out if it's following us.
It puts like one leg out as you look back at it. It just jumps like a foot in the air and then skitters away.
Alright, so we're definitely being followed. That's literally, I just said that out loud.
Well, if we are, aggression, last resort.
And now you're telling us what you're seeing?
No!
Well, I'm telling you what I'm seeing.
John, why are you so paranoid?
Think back to 30 seconds ago. You were screaming.
Well, you're more paranoid about me breaking the rules than these spiders, it sounds like.
Anyway, we're being followed. I don't know how sentient or sapient or they're spiders. I'm not particularly... As a biological curiosity, yes, I find them quite fascinating. In their natural hunting habitat, I think we've been in this sort of situation before. Let's keep moving.
Agreed.
Same
Alright,
situation, but no semi-truck this time.
Yeah. as you guys keep walking, you're going to see like what are very clearly traps being laid. Like you see a basic snare made out of web. You see a like a leaf covering that leads down to like a punji pit.
Nature check.
Oh, what
Go
kind
for
of
it.
pit?
It's shit, but it shouldn't be that hard anyway. 17.
17. What the fuck are you trying to find?
I want to see if these traps were like designed for things our size or designed to catch errant wildlife.
I want to ask a thing too.
Well, 17 is pretty low, so what you can tell is there's snares of all shapes and sizes, and there's pits of all shapes and sizes.
So be careful. And I probably can't tell how recently they were constructed.
That's what I
hell
want
no!
to know.
You have no idea what this shit looks like as it decays.
Yeah, that's the issue.
All the web looks the same.
Can I try and see if it looks like anyone else or anything else was out here recently, or these traps were laid like in our path, or if we're getting like close to some area of importance?
I could probably tell you without rolling that, like, we're just getting closer to the center.
Yeah, you can tell that without rolling. You don't really need to roll to figure that out. Also, everything is still bending around you. Like, that's still active.
Can't wait for that to run out.
It is getting dark.
Don't worry about it.
So, as you guys... It's starting to get late. You get a couple more instances of, like, little spider-looking spiders, poking out.
Mm-hmm.
But now that you get a look at them, like, there was one instance where there was a little spider about that size that like, looks at you, and then you see it get, like, yoinked back by what was clearly a larger spider. It seems like you're getting followed by, like, curious kid spiders.
Yeah, these things are probably either, like, hunting dogs or a juvenile form or something.
Why the hell are the kids on the outside and not closer on the inside?
Well,
Spiders.
sociologically speaking, they might not follow the same rules of safety, depending on the hierarchical structure.
They feel pretty safe out here. That's the only reason I'd let a kid wander around a forest like this.
So
we also can't really make any guesses as to the social hierarchies involved in their society vis-a-vis our own.
So, speaking of safety, as you guys keep walking, the web in front of you and the trees are going to once again bend up, and this time you're going to see a massive clearing. Circular clearing, and what you're going to see is the web is going to be placed around a bunch of gigantic trees in a circle, and the web is going to have those same style of complex engravings built into it as the Walking City. In fact, it's almost a copy.
Yeah, I was going to say, it probably looks like exactly the same.
It's almost a copy. And the bizarre thing about it is that you see a web version in the center of your guys' car.
Wait, the center of our what?
In the center of the city where your car, like, teleported in and crashed, you see that car built out of web.
I don't like this whole mirror thing going on.
Like, it's built out of web with, like, some wood paneling and some rocks thrown in for structure and for color, as it's starting to get late.
Just so you know, there is a word that I need to find because Elias would totally know this dumb word.
Is this car like connected to the rest of the webs and stuff? Is it all like built together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I'm not gonna fuck with the car then.
It's basically like it was made out of clay. It's like it was carved out of a single piece of wood or made out of clay. It's all attached.
And now I just need to see how to pronounce this stupid word.
I believe it's a stabilimentum.
Yeah, that.
I don't know what the fuck a stabilimentum is.
It's a web decoration.
Web
it's literally
decoration.
a word that means web decoration.
That's stupid.
Spiders getting fancy.
Yeah.
It's like that video where they give the spiders a bunch of different drugs. These are the cocaine spiders.
Yeah.
We better hope we don't run into cocaine spiders.
Do I see this any differently?
Do you see it any differently? Oh, absolutely.
Oh boy, let's get into that.
So what you see is those little tendrils and things. You see like kind of off-colored versions of them going into the city, and you can see just like spectral forms of like these little dots moving around like it was a real living, thriving city.
Oh boy.
Like in the walking city, there were like thousands upon thousands of people, and you can see thousands and thousands of these little dots.
Okay, so Jiron would think that the play here is to navigate where the facsimile wolf's eye would be.
Interesting thought.
So I'm
that's
going
what
to...
Elias, out of sheer curiosity, looks for a web specky.
Web specky? There's
Yeah.
no people modeled.
Oh.
I'm going to communicate through our little
Are you about to tell us what you see again?
I'm going to communicate through our autodoc that logically, guys, I think if this is supposed to be a copy, then we should go to where the other, like the real wolf's eye was.
Well, Jerry, that is a good thought. However, let me give a rejoinder, which would be, we don't know what this is yet. This could be built out of by using our psychic memories.
I think Jerry's right.
Okay, so if Jiron looks around, like while Elias is talking, you can keep finishing the thing, but you do see that that falcon mouth or whatever animal I described it as. I believe it was a falcon.
Just take notes, Daniel. Oh, God.
I'm sorry. Which animal was at the bottom of a totem pole seems to be a little bit less of consequence than like major shit about your fucking character.
Look, man, I am Elias. I don't have to remember things.
Counterpoint, shut up. Either way, the door that led back into Oscar's, like, main throne room sort of thing, that is open. And it does seem to lead into a tree. Like, these are built around what appear to be trees.
All right.
It's just that the carvings are made out of web instead of etched into the actual wood.
Why don't you send out little brother?
I'm not sending little bro in there.
Then
Send littler bro then. He's a little flying drone sort of thing.
then attach a rope to me, Patton, and I'll yank on it if something bad happens.
Well, we're going full horror movie bad ideas.
There's a pecking order here. There's little bro, littler bro, everyone else in existence. No. Here's what I'm gonna do. I don't want to send any of my boys in there because I don't want them to get stuck. So
Isn't it literally what they're for?
not for spiders.
Well, no.
I don't like spiders, Elias.
If they get stuck, we'd have to go and rescue them.
Is it me or is it you that has that has ye flask
Which
Which
flask? The
flask?
flask with the
with the little dudes?
I think
Little
the
gray
screaming
blobby
guys?
dudes.
Yeah, that's you.
Alrighty.
flask.
Yeah, that was made out of that inky darkness that came out of your face mask.
Yeah. Let me get some of that. Let's get some of that good patent juice. I'm gonna make one of those
I'm
guys.
sorry, what are you about to do?
Okay, you still have the stat block for that, right?
Yeah.
Jerry
Did you
gets
read me off the stat block?
No.
Oh, I see.
No, I believe it was a small creature, just like when I do dancing weapon.
Yes, I was just trying to figure out how long they last for.
Long enough to get eaten by a spider, probably.
Fair enough. Yeah. Since it's an item, you can just do that.
All right. And I'm just gonna like pat him on the back, like, go in there, go check it
Yeah.
out.
Okay. So you're gonna pour a drop down in one of these little black humanoid creatures, like pitch black, like made of void with those little white dot eyes. Just gonna open its mouth.
You got it, buddy. I'm gonna point him towards there, give him a thumbs up as he goes.
He's gonna shamble on over. Like you ever
Go
play
get him, champ.
you ever play one of those totally accurate games? You know, like totally accurate
He's
battle
just
royale. One of
flopping
those?
all over.
Yeah, they just kind of flop around. They just kind of flop around. He's gonna flop around in there. You're gonna hear a off in the distance, and then just an explosion as the thing explodes.
Yeah, that's about what I thought was gonna happen. Maybe I shouldn't have set off a large explosion.
Yeah, then you hear a very loud shriek as a vaguely humanoid figure is going to skitter out of the hole in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Is going to climb up the web, like start furiously climbing. It's missing like a limb. Then it's going to fall down, fall into its back, and all of its limbs are going to, do that thing that spiders do where they all curl inwards.
Mm-hmm. Does this one look like a cruel facsimile of the elf guy?
No, actually.
Okay, good. It's just a normal terrifying spider.
I think I'm going to get noticeably freaked out by that.
Oh, absolutely.
Did you just kill one?
I think you just
Yeah,
killed
John
one.
wants to go see.
I want to go
If
see
it's
if he's
okay.
okay.
Okay, go for it. So, as you look over at this thing, its torso sort of looks like a spider thorax with like humanoid legs that kind of don't look like they reasonably should fit onto the body.
Are they multi-jointed human legs that curled inwards?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, how terrifying.
Yeah, but like with sort of like with an exoskeleton-y skin.
I don't like
Jesus
it.
Christ, how terrifying.
And it's got a face that has very clearly elven-styled eyes, but the mouth parts and everything still look like a spider. And, Elias, why don't you give me a perception or history check, whichever one.
I thought I asked if it looked like a weird, cruel facsimile of the elf guy, and you said no.
Yeah, it doesn't look like Oscar.
All elves look the same.
We'll
Wow.
go with perception because it's way higher. Wow, I've rolled like 3 3s today. So that's 17.
17? Wow, that's garbage. The only thing that you know is that you recognize that dude. Like, the eyes and the top half of the face, that's very clearly... You can't quite put your finger on who that is, but you know who they are.
Okay, how close am I to this thing?
How close do you want to be to it?
Well, seeing that I recognize it, I'd kind of like to go up and, like, examine, is it, like, dead, or...
And poke
Give
him
me a
with a
nature
stick.
check.
Yeah, I want to go up and examine and see if it's, like, a spider that's taken over somebody that I know, or if it's, like, some kind of monstrosity.
Yeah, like I wanted to run up to it and see if like I could stop it from dying if it was gonna die.
Okay, I'll go up there with John then.
Oh, you were too far away, and it was entirely too fast for you to do that.
Okay. Well, so now me and John are gonna walk up to it.
But
I
like,
guess.
it was like a 3-second period of it, like scaling up 60 feet or so.
32.
32?
On nature.
32 on nature? Yes, it is dead. No, it isn't dead.
Okay. Probably nothing I can do then.
Okay, so the body thing is dead, but you see the like eyes still moving around a bit, and here's where shit's gonna get fun for Jiron.
Oh no.
You're going to see this thing, the tendril that is attached to this thing is just going to stay there. Normally, if something dies, any flow of mana to or from it stops. This mana reservoir is pumping mana into a dead body. And Elias, what you can see is that out of this thing's mouth, you're just going to see like some flames, just like some flame-like smoke or smoke-like flame just rumble out of its mouth like a like a shitty fog machine.
Fast as lightning, I grab a vial, uncork it, and see if I could scoop up some of that last.
At this point, I back up.
Air.
I just want to throw it out there.
Okay. Yeah, you got it. It burns in there and then it dissipates.
Does it leave a residue?
A little bit. But
Excellent.
you know immediately this is just some sort of flammable gas.
Huh.
So, do
Well,
I
this
still
is very
see like
worrying.
the tendril tracing back towards Oscar's, like the copy of Oscar's home, or like wherever?
No, that's just the tendrils just going off into the air, and it's your vision of it is obscured by the canopy and the web, but you can vaguely see the direction that it's going.
Oh man!
But what you can tell, and from what you already know about these things, what you can tell, Jiron, is that whatever mana that's going into the thing is just getting vented into that random fire effect.
Yeah.
But it's just staying. It's not getting up, but like its eyes are slightly moving, and it doesn't seem to be like permanently dead. You know that it's not dead.
Okay, so Jiron, I would think, would come to the conclusion that this is a husk of something, or whatever is feeding mana into this is just occupying this shell.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm going to do is, it's going to get interesting, folks. I'm going to try and cut off the shell and let the mana go back and try and like find something else, see where it would naturally go next.
Oh, cool.
Fun
kid.
fact, you can't really interact with that.
Oh. Could I...
Like, that's not really a thing that you can do. Think of it like you don't have admin privileges on this network.
Okay.
Trying to manipulate that would be basically the same as saying, I'm just going to unalive someone. I'm just going to try and unalive them.
I could unalive someone.
But like on a metaphysical sense, you know?
Shotgun noises.
Since we're going into network terms here, I'm going to try and like...
I'm going to turn it off and turn it on again.
I'm going to try and make myself part of what would be considered this thing's virtual LAN system.
You already are.
Oh.
You already are, but you're cut off. Like, you're just... Everything is individually quarantined.
Okay.
User does not have access to this channel.
I'm like my own VLAN in this entire network. Okay.
Yes.
Since I don't think it's a good idea
Also-
to interact with it, and I can't tell them what I'm seeing, I'm going to start motioning towards Oscar's house.
Okay. So, everybody... Actually, you don't need to give me a perception check. You're all just going to hear something in roughly the opposite direction. Like some loud skittering.
Away from Oscar's house?
Yes. In the direct opposite direction of this body. Very loud skittering.
I mean, I'm just going to turn to face it.
Alright, what's everybody doing?
I'm going to speed up towards Oscar's house and not look behind me.
I mean, this
Ooh.
is the first like loud skittering that we've heard, right?
Yes.
It's been like dead silent up until now.
Yes.
I definitely turned towards it just like on instinct.
Okay.
Yeah, nothing too fucking spooky is going on as far as
All right.
I know, so...
Patton, what are you doing?
I'm rolling a die right now to see evens or odds if I look at it.
Ooh.
I am not looking at it. I'm looking towards the house because there's a big explosion there. And
You're
there's a
looking
bunch of
towards the house
weird
and the
muscle
body?
fiber nonsense. I want to see what happened there.
Okay, so you're going to look towards the house and the body. Are you looking at the house or the body?
I am looking towards the house now after they already looked at the body.
Okay. So, I'm going to say that it's in your peripheral vision.
Okay.
So, Elias and John, you guys are going to turn around and see exactly nothing.
Mm-hmm.
The second you turn around, the skittering stops. And then Patton, you're considering that you're seeing everything through like a digital lens, right?
Yeah.
This is actually perfect because you're going to see that body stand back up The face is going to, like, the lower part of the face is just going to snap off and then reform into a more elven-looking face. And it's going to turn and look at you, tilt its head a little bit, and then just jump. And it's just gone into the canopy and just, like, rips a hole in the web and just skitters out.
Okay.
Did I hear anything? Like they heard skittering.
No, that was completely silent.
Okay.
Patton's
So-
gonna think to mention it and then remember how terrible of an idea that is for once and not do it. Not mention to everyone else that I just saw, because that's a bad idea, apparently. There was a long conversation with John and Jaron about it.
So yeah, you guys turn around and you see exactly nothing. And if you look back behind you, body's gone.
Oh,
Never turn
Guess
your
he was
back on the
fine then.
body.
I'm making an explicit point to just not look back.
Okay, so you're running into the house. Also, Jiron's gone and ran inside.
By the way, never turn your back on the body is 100% a Homestuck reference.
God!
God damn
Shut
it!
the fuck up!
Ooh, man, I had the biggest grin on my face, and then you guys caught on to it
Ted,
immediately.
shut up!
You didn't call me out of my shit instantly. You let your
Because we
guard
haven't
down.
seen it!
I can't just
Okay,
say, every
so-
time you say something, I can't call you out for every single time you say something.
Yeah, you can. It's good
Okay,
radio.
so Jiron, you're inside of the copy of Oscar's.
It's good radio as a
Twice,
Homestuck reference, isn't it?
No, it's not.
So
better
I'm
fucking
describing
not
a scene,
Yeah.
and you fuckers are talking about Homestuck.
I'm describing a scene. It's about a child in his
Yeah,
bedroom.
I totally no sold it because I kind of want to see where this goes.
Right. So you run in. The copy is fairly intricate. With the main thing that you see is, you remember that throne that Oscar like made out of wood? Yeah, that's here and made out of web, and it's facing behind you.
Mhm.
Like, it's not facing you, but you can see like an arm sitting in the chair.
Like just an arm, like in the seat,
Well, it's
or like
the
on
chair is large enough that all you can see is the right arm.
Oh,
It's
okay. So
occupado.
like,
You're viewing it from behind.
okay. I'm going to kind of like timidly, like Jiron's way out of his element here, but he kind of like when Michael's quote unquote guardian angel said play along, that's starting to like go through his head a lot now.
Mhm.
So he's kind of just rolling with it. And I'm going to call out Oscar.
You're going to see the hand twitch and move over, like raise its hand out, open palm to the right. And it's going to like kind of jerkily motion, like do that little come here motion.
I'm going to slowly approach, but I'm not going to reach out to that hand.
Right. So, as you get to the person sitting in the chair, you're going to turn, look at it, and boy howdy, would you look at that desiccated elf corpse.
Very cool.
Are there any features I would recognize, like of a person?
Oh yeah, I mean you can recognize, you don't recognize this person, but you can definitely see, you know, there's some web around them. You can see, like, you know, very clearly their insides been kind of liquefied, you know, that sort
This
of
is
thing.
that fucking thing from Jurassic Park 3 with the Velociraptor.
Yes.
Good thing I've never seen Jurassic Park.
Have fun getting eaten.
Maybe.
I don't know about
So,
this
yeah.
meme.
You see that, and very clearly it's like still half eaten. You haven't seen any remains anywhere throughout this entire time in the woods.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the first thing of this that you've seen. And then from behind you, as you look at this, you're going to hear more of that loud skittering.
Would Jaron like rationalize that they just understand his language?
Maybe. You could try.
All right.
You guys should definitely
Okay,
turn
but-
your back on the body, though.
I can't do this like Elias wouldn't know any of this, but the thing is like what Jiron's doing here is like when he says, "Oh hey, Oscar," you don't know if that's actually Oscar or if you just told him that you're expecting somebody named Oscar.
I'm laying like a pseudo sort of bluff here, because if it's laying out a copy for me,
continue the scene. What are you doing? You hear skittering behind you. What are you doing?
I'm not going to look at the skittering. Seems like a bad idea.
You're not going to look at the skittering?
I'm going to say, I am the Eternal Weaver, and I've come to help.
All right. The skittering is going to promptly stop. Then it's going to get way louder. And you're going to feel some spider legs on your legs.
I have to roll with it. I felt worse.
Okay. You're going to see it like climb up onto you. You're going to feel something climb up onto your back. And you're going to feel a little venom drip onto your neck.
That's not good. This is bad venom.
Did we see any of these spiders rush into this place, or are they coming from elsewhere?
They were just in there.
Oh,
it's
cool.
a big-ass tree.
It's a big tree.
Remember what they said about going into enclosed spaces?
They said not to rest in enclosed spaces.
No, they said if you see a tree that's open, don't go in it.
Well, I'm
Correct.
a little bit shout out to these other party members, but I'm different.
Hashtag Jerry things.
Okay.
I'm going.
Hold on 1 second.
Somebody update
that
the
was
times
bad.
we need to rescue Jerry chart.
Okay, so you're going to feel something sink into your neck, but it got caught on your jacket. As you all hear some very, very loud screeching from inside of the tree.
Well, I'm gonna rush in.
Okay.
I'm not the one screeching, right?
No, that would be the spider. So, Elias, as you rush in, you're going to see Jiron kind of doing like a stoic pose, as he's got at least 7 large spiders on his back, with one massive one that's got the face of a man, and its fang is stuck in his coat.
Yeah, first things first, they built a copy of this place, so I'm gonna do that exact same ritual thing that I did to move the chair around that I did in here, just on the webs.
Alrighty, so you go for that. The thing turns around. Boy, howdy, is that a corpse? And boy, howdy, does that thing... Yeah, you recognize that guy.
Oh, who is that guy?
Who is that guy? That actually, it was one of your classmates that, you knew kind of with Oscar. You can't really remember the dude's name. You think it was like William or something. But yeah, you remember him. It was a guy that you knew.
Well, okay, so give me 1 second to think through Elias's thought processes in this instant. Well, I mean, as far as Elias knows or cares, these are just, like, spiders that have been mutated by mana. He doesn't see anything else weird going on except that they're, like, aping culture. It's almost insulting, so... I mean, I'm just gonna fucking smack one of those spiders, like, as hard as I fucking can in the eye. Like, roll initiative.
Like, off of me?
Okay, yeah, this isn't, we're not rolling initiative. But
like,
give me...
I'm not going like, oh, we can parlay with these things, or there must be some deeper reason here. To me, this looks like a primitive predator culture attacking
let's keep the flow going. Let's keep the flow going.
Yeah, so I just strike.
You smack the thing in the face, the one with the man face.
Yeah, literally going straight for like an eye with striking palm kind of thing.
And what you hear as it falls down in broken old Elvish is they hear chase.
Clarification on the spelling of that word here.
H-E-R-E.
No, H-E-A-R.
Oh.
Okay, yeah.
Oh.
Elias can hear the spellings of words.
I'm going to try and communicate as like urgently as possible. To treat us as prey would be a deadly mistake.
Yeah, they're just screeching at you, dude. Roll me some initiative. This is a skills challenge.
Hot dog.
All right.
Why are you trying to talk to spiders, dude?
They called me the Eternal Weaver, dude.
They're
They made me feel.
You remember
important.
that episode of Rick and Morty from the good season with the psychic spiders that lure people into their traps?
I don't actually.
John
You
got
don't
an
remember
18.
that? It was in the Keep Summer Safe episode.
No, I don't remember that.
I remember that part, but I don't remember the psychic spiders.
I got
Anyway,
a 16.
John got an 18. Chrissy's using the restroom.
Okay.
I got 16.
16?
You have higher.
Didn't Giron get 16? Yeah, so
He has higher dex.
What does Patton got?
23.
23. Wow.
I'm fucking ready.
Yeah,
That makes
it
sense,
was
though.
they went to get ice cream.
Oh.
It was the car battery Keep Summer Safe episode.
Yes.
I vaguely
And there were
remember.
spiders.
Let me figure out the initiative. So, first is Patton, then John, then Elias, then Giron, which makes sense.
I should probably join the Roll20 page just in case we need it, huh?
Oh, no, you really shouldn't. I changed the background to be one of those trees, I think in Pakistan, that are just completely covered in spider webs.
I see.
like
This
that.
was a mistake.
I should join the Roll20.
So would Jiron like feel that communication's like just not happening at this point?
Definitely.
Okay. So you're gonna see my eyes like start to glow that
I don't think
extremely.
Percy's back yet.
Yeah,
Well, it's. Well, yeah. I'll wait.
yeah, but
It's more of a flavor
just to
thing.
give you Giron's perspective, since the only person who needs to know this is fucking Giron. What you can tell about these things just innately is those little tendrils are insanely weak to them, and like it doesn't seem like they're really the same.
Really the
So
same?
these tendrils are
Like,
just
they're
like the
almo-
man events, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
but literally everything in standard nature is connected. That doesn't mean that you can talk to literally everything, or that literally everything is on the exact same page, right?
So we're not where we want to be as far as like the head of the hive mind here.
Right. But, you can look at the total amount of mana that something is consuming, but that doesn't necessarily tell you whether something is, say, a feral dog versus a domestic one.
Okay.
You can't divine whether or not something is friendly just from knowing that it is connected to some sort of mana network.
Okay. So whenever Chrissy's back, I'll like set up the flavor for what Giron's going to start looking like because he's gonna want to show an example of power here.
I'm back.
Boy howdy, that sure sounds like a thing to do on your turn
Yep.
during the skills challenge. Okay. So, I'm going to be trying out something different here for the skills challenges, right?
Jeez.
I'm going to be stealing something directly from Fate.
Grand Order?
No. I have good taste in video games. So, what you can do here is you're gonna need 7 successes to pass this. However, and 3 failures. However, here's the twist. I'm borrowing the fate concept where you can either choose to roll to make an advantage, a bonus for somebody else to use, or roll to attempt to make one of those successes.
Okay.
Okay.
So basically, if you roll to try and make an advantage and you fail, does not count to the failures. However, if you roll to make an advantage and you succeed, whoever tries to, succeed on their next thing can use that, provided that they build off of the thing that you did. And you can stack multiples.
Okay, cool.
But, flavorfully, you're just going to have to actually be doing something that the other person can build on. You can't do something completely unrelated. Also, the method to stop you from doing this just forever is that I've got a count in the background of total turns. So you have to actually, attempt to succeed. I'm just going to say you cannot go a full turn order without somebody attempting to roll to actually succeed.
Okay. So at most we can get 3 charges and then, boom.
And the count restarts whenever somebody succeeds or fails one of these skill checks. So you can't just keep going forever. And honestly, trying to stack 3 doesn't really work either, because if you try and do that and you fail, it goes back to 0.
Yikers.
It's like a press your luck sort of thing.
How much of a bonus is the charge?
+3.
Ooh, that's pretty tough. That's a good one.
That means
Because the
DCs
DC
are
is
gonna be
higher.
high. Yeah.
Yeah, the DCs are higher.
Okay. So
Everybody got it?
Yeah.
All the other previous house rules and stuff are still in effect, so you can't just spam things. This is just a thing to say, like, hey, if you don't have an idea for how you can necessarily move things forward immediately, you can come up with something for somebody else to alley-oop off of. And if you want to use that bonus to succeed, you have to incorporate the person before you use idea. So, like, if you make a torch that's on fire and throw it to somebody, be like, here, you can distract the zombie spiders with this. You have to actually use the damn torch if you're going to try and use the bonus.
I'm going to throw the torch at the spiders, then do my other idea.
Yeah, that doesn't fucking work. So, we'll see how it goes. I think it could work.
Oh, we've done it before.
Have we? I
Yeah.
don't think we have.
Yeah.
Have
Yep,
we?
No, we have.
No, we have.
In the
Shit, then what?
in the chasing Abaddon skills challenger, one close to that, we did
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but it wasn't like as explicit.
Yeah.
So now when
Yeah.
I do a charge, if I do Arcana, then the person after me cannot do Arcana?
Correct.
Okay. All right. Well, I know what I want to do to start us off here. So
Okay, what are you doing?
what I'm going to do is I'm going to give each one of us a little Patton partner. Patton's going to send Little Bro to John, Littler Bro to Elias, and then I'm going to get another flask there and send one of my little fellas over to Jerry, so that each one of them has like a little guy with them.
You're still outside though, right?
I think we're all about to fucking run in a direction. I don't know which direction we're going in. We should probably find that out.
I mean, I ran into the
Yeah.
Yes. I'm assuming that everybody is close enough to the entrance of
Yeah.
the room to be able to see what's
Heading
going
towards
on.
the room.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Anyway, so I'm gonna roll Arcana for that.
Mhm.
Alrighty, I got a 12 in there. Oh boy. 22 in total.
I'm assuming this is to make an advantage.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. Yeah, you got it.
Alrighty. John's
So-
got the big drone. Elias got the little drone. Jerry's got his own little goo boy.
Yeah, so specifically, the one that gets sent off. Wait, which one? What did you get to Jerry?
Jerry
goo
gets
boy?
the goo guy from the flask. Because the other one
Okay,
exploded. Or he's still
So
there.
as
He's gonna
Giron
come back.
is attempting to like talk to this thing, the goo guy is going to shamble in front of him. Is going to stick its hands up and get two of those fangs right through the palm of the hand. Then the head of it is just going to rotate and turn back and look at Giron. He's helping.
I'm gonna give it a little wink. It knows.
All right, everybody's got their little buddy that are now like kind of the little robots. You know, one of them pulls out like a little sword or like a little bat and just kind of like thwacks it against
A
the little
knife.
against a little like expanded hand, just like I got the bat. As they start to kind of like poke the things back and just run defense, run interference.
Hey, Lola, bro, what do you got? A knife!
All right, next up, John. You hear yet more skittering and now just general spider noises from all around you in the trees.
Okay, I think first step is to get Jaron to safety.
Mhm.
So as I'm running to the tree room thing, I'm going to toss Little Bro my shotgun and pull my revolver.
Jesus.
He's got a gun.
He's got a gun! And I want to roll Intimidate just to, shoot at the spiders or just at the trees and try and get them to leave Jaron.
Okay.
or at least give us some like breathing room so we can coordinate.
Sounds good. I'm assuming, is this an actual like success check?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good.
If little bro had a face, he would look astonished right now.
And that's a +3 on that, right?
Yep.
Good, because I rolled a 10. So that's
Oh no.
23.
23? 23 is good enough for me.
Hot dog.
Hell yeah. I like that rhymes.
Very epic.
So, yeah, you whip out your revolver, Lil Bro whips out the shotgun, and Lil Bro is not particularly well adjusted to be using this, as it fires into the crowd and recoils backwards heavily. But it just takes like a big old chunk out of one of the things, and they skitter
Flips
back
over a couple times.
from Jiron as they now are scared to be shot by this crazy robot thing that they can't understand in any way, shape, or form.
It's all coming together.
And you now hear many things from outside of the door, like many, many things hit the ground and hit the web. And each one that does, you can feel the vibration in the web, but you don't hear anything really. Like when they land, it just like muffles
that's
them.
scary.
But you can just feel the rumble of 1,000 legs.
All right. I want to post up kind of by the door to the outside, like inside of it, enough that I can see Jerry, but like as far towards the outside as possible to try and kind of hold that.
Alrighty. Next up, Elias.
All right. So, I'm still in the throne room. Jerry's still covered in bugs,
Mhm.
right? I mean, they're arachnids, but whatever.
I was going
Well,
to
they're
say
probably-
that, but you know.
I don't actually know if they're arachnids or not. We'll find out when I break a few of them open and dissect their insides. What I'm going to do is I'm going to finish doing that ritual thing that I did in the throne room to basically like see if I can take control of this small area
Mhm.
and just like turn the. Because if they might have accidentally built this thing along the same root system.
Mhm.
So I want to basically turn all the roots into spears and stab them.
Okay, so you're going to try and like take control of the tree itself underneath the web?
Yep.
I'm assuming that this is a success roll then? That sounds like a success roll?
Yeah, straight up success roll. Elias is fucking pissed.
Okay, go for it.
And that's nature. Nah, it's not gonna work. Don't worry about it. I didn't get it.
Oh, what was it?
Don't worry about
You
it.
can give littler bro a stick and he can poke at him though.
Was it not in that one?
It's not an at one, no.
Oh, it was in that too.
Yeah.
Okay, so actually you do succeed in doing that, and the tree starts to move, and you know, you get that innate connection with the tree and all of that, and the innate connection that you feel is, why would you do this?
The tree is mad at me now?
Yes. Because it like writhes around and attempts to break free from the web, and it just can't.
Oh, that's
The
not
thing
good.
is just absolutely encased. You basically did the equivalent of going, "Hey, wake up," to a guy encased in fucking cement.
Oh,
Nice meat.
my bad.
Oh,
My bad, bro.
He's
Yeah, all
trying
you
to
did was
sleep
just-
with the fishes. Come on.
yeah, it's not happy about the current situation, and you attempting to make it move made it worse.
Oops.
So now the
As a
tree
free
is-
action, I smack one of the spiders.
So yeah, now the tree is just writhing around and shaking, trying to follow that order. And yeah, it's getting a lot harder to hold your footing.
Uh-oh.
All right, next up, Jiron.
All right. So, Jiron, I still have like these bugs on me while the tree is like moving around, right?
Some of them, most of them jumped off, but you got a couple of really small ones that are like
Do I
trying
still
to
have the
nip at
big
your
one on
feet.
my back, like stuck
Oh,
on my
absolutely
jacket?
not.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna look at the ground.
Its fang is stuck in your jacket.
I'm
Ripped
gonna,
off.
Save that fang.
I'm gonna have Zep pull the fang out, and I'm gonna put it in my coat jacket. And
Mhm.
when I
Pointy
put-
side away.
When I pull my hand out, you're gonna see my shades. But in a really cool looking shot, I'm gonna look up at the camera. You're gonna see
Mhm.
one eye is that crimson red from the Wild Hogs episode, and the other eye is black like the void.
So what you're telling me is that you're doing a
I
Sans
could be
Undertale.
your ankle or your devil.
Well, I'm going to say, you sensed my power. Now you'll feel my wrath in Draconic.
Oh God.
Very
When
cool.
spiders
Pat
can't
thinks
speak
that's
Draconic.
super cool.
I can't hear anything.
Yeah, you can't speak Draconic.
Yes, I can. We've established this.
Oh, I wait. You said when can you speak Draconic? Oh, that's
Remember
right.
neck
But
gun,
spiders can't
neck
speak
gun?
Draconic.
Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah, but spiders can't speak Draconic.
They're pretending to understand the language, and they would probably, if they're mimicking language, they would probably understand this is not like a power to be fucked with. If I'm some sort of eternal
Okay,
weaver,
what exactly are you trying to do?
I'm trying to. What I'm going to do is put the shades on and like do that multiple Jerry meme.
Okay,
And,
but
like,
what are you rolling? What are you attempting to roll,
It
and
would
what are you
be-
attempting to accomplish?
It would be a bluff.
Okay, what are you attempting to accomplish with this?
I'm going to try and like have multiple Gerons to have them think I can duplicate myself. It sort of functions as intimidate, but like
Oh no, I got it. You're gonna show the lobster a video of a boiling lobster.
That was a good meme.
it was a good meme in episode 2. But like
It's a good throwback.
if they sense me as some sort of demigod, an example of power would be something that would probably
Oh, yeah. Go for it. You're leaning into it. Roll it.
Scare the fuck out of them.
Yeah, okay. So here that's not my D20. There we go. That is a what the fuck is that? So dark.
And
That's-
what are you attempting to roll there? That sounds like an overcome check to me.
It would probably be overcome.
What did you roll?
Try to look it up here. It's a 21.
21 total?
Yeah.
Bum 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 bum. Brrr.
Close.
All right.
You guys are up to 2 failures.
Now, how about my daily? Dark One's Own Luck.
Which one is that?
You make a trigger. You make a roll you dislike. Reroll the attack roll, skill check, ability check, or saving throw using the higher of the 2 results. Is that combat only?
It isn't. However, the trigger is you make a roll that you dislike. Not
He dislikes
I
the
don't
roll.
like that
right,
roll.
but I mean, I don't know if you can use it post realization that it's a failure.
Oh,
Normally
I
on
mean-
some of, well, no, there's actually specific wording on some of the powers that say trigger you fail a skill check, reroll
I-
something.
I mean, I kind of figured it was going to fail.
Jerry's
so I
got
was
time
like,
powers.
Okay, yeah. I'll allow it, but remember that one specifically, you've got to do it before saying like if you're gonna do that, then you need to go like internally. That's 21. That's probably not good enough. I'm gonna reroll.
Okay.
You can't
Yeah, 'cause-
you can't double dip and only use it if you failed.
Okay.
Yeah, because some of the downside is like you might end up using it when you would have succeeded anyway.
Yeah, it's there's a subset of powers that specifically deal with like if you fail a skill check. There's different wording on them to make them more powerful or not.
Okay. I should have communicated that. Oh, this is probably not going to work.
You know, it's like how you can't it's like how Furious Assault, you can't just tack that on after you already roll all the damage and the thing isn't dead.
Mhm.
That has to be done. You have to get the trigger like right as you get it.
Okay. Okay.
Specifically to avoid being able to just like go, and then you do it. Like, I believe the wording on Memory of a Thousand Lifetimes implies that you should be able to use it after seeing if something failed or not.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So moving forward, we'll do that.
Yes.
Here we go.
That one incoming.
Okay, how about a 23?
23? Well, boy howdy, I already established that was a success, so that's a success.
Oh, wait, that's actually 24 plus 3. It was a 4 and a 7. Here we go.
Yes. So, yeah, there you go. That's gonna work. So you make all those copies of yourself and all of that, and it's starting to spook them. But more importantly, the thing that you see is that that tendril on you is getting yet larger, and you're definitely starting to feel some mana influx.
It's now up to thick with two
Like
Cs.
being siphoned or being shot into me?
Being shot into you, and ooh, this is a fun one. Here, let me give you a little flashback, right?
Mhm.
Just a really quick one. You just very briefly remember that time that you talked with Wieland, the Wingsmith,
Yes.
as he was trapped in his tower, and granted him that boon of flight. You gave him those feathers.
Okay, out of character, is this a memory being planted in me or something I actually did?
Oh, you just remember it. Out
Oh,
of character,
boy.
that absolutely is not a thing that Giron ever fucking did.
The
I
boon
mean-
of feathers.
I don't know. I do some wacky shit. Okay.
And then you fucking shred it on your loot.
Okay, in character.
In character, you get the realization, oh, that... Huh? Oh, that probably didn't happen. Oh, God. Yeah, it looks like you don't really want to sell this concept too heavily.
Do it.
Yeah, I don't want to end up like Patton.
That's a good life goal.
Alrighty, top of the round. You guys have 2 successes, 1 failure. Patton, what are you doing next? The spiders are momentarily stunned and, like, shrieking back. The door is open. Like, you can see the wave of spiders outside have kind of subsided, and they're making, like, a tight perimeter around Giron. Also, as you look out, you can see that there's... It primarily just looks like spiders, not like people spiders. You see like maybe one spider that's got like a single humanoid looking arm, or like maybe one that's got a human eye, but that's about it. You don't see any like people spiders.
Okay. So what I'm thinking I want to do here as Patton is I want to look towards because if we stay right here, we'll probably get eaten by spiders, which is probably like not ideal.
Probably.
So Elias noticed the patterns in the webs that were like tendons and shit, and then it was also mirroring the paths on the ground were mirrored in the webs above. So we're in this kind of clearing here. I want to try and find what is a good path for us to take to get the fuck out of here, and not be surrounded by death spiders.
So is that like a assist roll to like mark that shit on your HUD of like this is the tendon to follow?
Yeah, like, this one, like, tick them, tick, 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 tick. The probabilities of this one not leading to spider-based death, and kind of going through with my bam ham vision.
Okay, I'm assuming that's perception.
Yes.
All right, roll it. That's a good one.
Ooh. What do I get? Ooh, this is nice. 19 plus 12, so pretty high up there. 21.
Yep.
No, more than that.
31.
I got 31. This is my eyes see
Yes,
really good.
that's a success. So you guys get a little patent pen, Dr. Penn's patent pending patent ping
There we go.
in your HUD.
As a fun thing, it's just to use this item, because I never ever get to use this item. I know it's not like tied to anything, but that ESP medallion reveals every single enemy nearby. Can I just do that so I can get a count of the spiders and have it in the corner?
Oh yeah, you can absolutely put that on a little sonar minimap. You get the
Okay.
little red dots.
I don't know
Single.
why you do that.
So okay.
There's a ton of them.
There's this little this little circular mini map that goes ping, and it's just bright white because there's so many dots.
Yeah, it's like a solid red mass.
It's like when you first encounter the flood in Halo, and then you see
Yeah.
all those red dots on the mini map, and it's like, oh fuck.
Yeah, basically that. You guys get a little highlighted route that you can see following one of these main, like, veins almost. That seems to be the most stable, and it doesn't seem to be connected to, like, any of the leading lines. So if you follow that, you're going to be as invisible as you can be in terms of their, like, little tremor sense or whatever. So, next up, John, you were holding off a bunch of spiders with the sheer menace of your guns and a robot that really shouldn't have a gun.
He really should have a gun.
Hey, yeah, you're right. He should.
Okay.
Look at him go.
Now, are the spiders that are chasing us on the web or on the ground or both?
Yes.
Okay. So as we're following the path that Patton highlighted for us.
Yeah, I'm assuming you guys are going to book it as the opening. Like, as you get that chance as the clearing is made. Are you guys going to book it? Does anybody have an objection to the idea that you are booking it?
I kind of want to run up the walls of the tree
What?
as we're booking it, like on the side. On some...
Are you a spider now?
Yeah, why not?
The why not
Jerry?
would probably be that you can't actually, like, physically do that.
Jerry, are you okay?
Damn it.
Like, you can do that about as well as you could, like, climb concrete walls.
You're going to see me,
Which
like,
is to
trying
say
some
not very
parkour
well.
and kind of, like, stumble a bit, and then I'm like, okay, we're just going to leave.
Jerry, get over here. We're leaving.
Yeah, it's
hell is
not
wrong
like a
with you?
thin it's not like a thin web with like gaps and handholds. It's more like a solid mass.
I'm just trying to, like, be cool, Jerry, now. I've tried being, like, introspective.
Why?
Let's work with these things, Jerry. And I'm just going to go back to my roots. I want to be cool. We're recording
Okay,
this.
so what is John doing?
Okay. I want to ask God for help because I'm not really sure what I can do here.
Mhm.
But what I want to do is I want to use athletics to start was it established that we can't like break the webs?
Yes. When they're tightly bunched up like this, you can't break them. When they're very thin and like those individual little nerve strands, you can. But it takes, a massive doing. It's not easy.
Okay. Can I ask God to weaken the webs so that if we need to break through anywhere we can?
For athletics?
Yeah, I'm not going to use athletics for that.
Potentially you could attempt to
Yeah,
do
because
that.
my original idea was to like start severing the web behind us, but if that's not going to work, then I'm not going to go that way.
Well, you can't necessarily sever it, but if you remember that it was like, the web is attached to other parts of the web at different points and can bend and flex, you could absolutely brute force that movement.
You could have, like, God illuminate
could-
the weak points.
I mean, like, Patton and Elias already illuminated that shit. You could absolutely, like, the web operates kind of like a muscle, so if you hit the right spot, it will contract. Or expand, or whatever.
But what if you, like, slingshot yourself up into the canopy?
You
No.
could do that. So that path that Patton illuminated, like, leads in a bit of a meandering path through the center of the town, and then leads out, in a like a small gap in the trees. But yeah, you definitely see, like, with that with everything that both Elias and Patton marked, you can definitely see those key tendon points if you wanted to manipulate those in some way with brute force.
All right, and was that an assist roll that Patton did?
Yeah.
That I could capitalize
so
on?
you could
Okay.
you can either go for an overcome or go for another assist roll. You won't be able to use his bonus for that assist roll. And
Yeah.
if you fail this one, you go back to 0 available assists because what you do will in some way negate what Patton did. Like, it'll in some way make it so that advantage is no longer usable. But if you succeed, then the next person's getting a +6.
Yeah. So what I want to do is I want to start disrupting the web at those points in order to lead into somebody else doing something that will actually help us. So I
Okay,
feel like
cool.
just messing with the web isn't going to directly help us get out.
Yeah, makes sense. That's kind of why I wanted to do this system, because it lets you do things that don't necessarily inherently move the scene forward, but, set up for something.
Okay.
So, roll it.
That is a 25.
25? That's a success. So, what would you like the web to do after that? Like,
Okay,
it can expand, contract, move.
This is for a bonus, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But this is the flavor to set up what you're going to be able to do.
All right. So, as we're running, I've got my rosary out because I'm very scared, and I'm gonna say, such are the paths of all who forget God. The hope of the godless shall perish. Their confidence is severed, and their trust is a spider's web. They lean against their house, but it does not stand. He lays hold of it, but it does not endure. And I want the web to contract anywhere but towards us.
Sick.
As I wave my rosary, and there's like a giant flash of lightning that hits the web.
Yeah, so as you do that, the you hit one of those key points, gets hit with that bolt of holy lightning, and that entire section, like half of the center of this area just contracts in on itself. The part that's just solid web just like fully contracts in on itself and just crushes a large portion of these things, and it also just starts making these random, like, almost electrified tremors through the web where people, like, things are just getting launched everywhere except for you guys, because you guys are just on that, solid path. The web is just expanding, contracting. It's like turning into a liquid almost. As we lead into Elias.
All right, Elias is fucking pissed
Part 2.
still. So I'm gonna go for a success here, and what I want to use is acrobatics.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna make use of those tremors, like kind of like flinging and causing random jolts. And what I want to do is I want to basically look for one area that's contracting and then follow the line where it's going to like snap into a point of energy, and basically run, jump, and where's Jerry? Jerry's still near me, right?
Yeah.
I'm right behind you.
So I'm going to like seriously just like grab Jerry and then jump, plant, and go flying forward and basically like kick a whole bunch of these things as I'm going through the air
All right, so you're going
to
to
clear a path in to catch up with John and Patton.
All right, sick. Roll it. Remember, you got to
Basically,
+6.
like springing out of the control room or out of the throne room.
Yeah, you guys were already on your way out, but yeah, they definitely got ahead of you guys as Giron was faffing about a little bit, and you guys were just generally lagging.
All right. What do I have on this? Plus what?
6.
Oh, that's good because I got 22.
22 before
natural,
that?
So 20. Yeah.
Nice.
So 28.
28. Boy, howdy, that sounds like a success.
Was that 3 or 4?
Oh, that's 3, which honestly, 7 was way too much. I'm going to cut it down to 5.
Okay.
Because it was just going to take too long. I didn't account for how many turns it would take. It sounded reasonable, realized it wasn't. My mistake. 7 with it takes way too long. So, anyway, as you go flying through the air, landing a good ways ahead of Patton and John near like that exit as you follow the path like in the air doing all the flippy shit.
Yeah.
You kind of jump from tremor to tremor as parts of it like just peak. And it also seems like that protection thing is still in action as the web sort of morphs to meet your feet as you run across.
Yeah, I kind of like grab Jerry and drag him through with me as we're doing this.
So you guys are
both
running
caught up.
on like almost, stilts that are forming beneath you. And you head out right towards that exit, which also bends and opens as the last bit of that protection ritual is still coming through for you. You also notice that all of the spiders are on you guys, and barely any of them are paying attention to Patton and John.
Well, I like that.
So, next up, Giron.
All right, so just so I understand, we're out of the tree now. We're running through the woods.
You're right at the exit, and you see the woods stretch out in front of you. It's getting dark. And yeah, you can see a bunch of shit going down behind you, but you also see more of a bunch of those tendrils starting to encroach on your direction, and these ones look like thicker
Okay.
from the complete opposite direction.
All right. I want to
You're getting sandwiched.
make like a clear path, or like set up a route here to trace back to wherever the wolf's eye is, because we need to get that and just get the fuck out of here.
Okay.
Man, we don't even know if that thing's here.
I mean,
No, he's just going to try and find it in the woods.
Oh,
Just try to get a
I'm just
beat
saying.
on where you guys actually need to go, which sounds like an assist roll to me.
yeah. So I would use Arcana for that.
Yep.
I would like, for flavor, you would see Jerry's kind of like put out a pulse towards those tendrils and kind of just see if he can like get a read on where they're leading to, like a general direction.
Mhm.
Because I feel like the wolf's eye is kind of powering most of this.
Yeah, makes sense. Roll it.
All right. Here we go. That's a 20 total.
20 total?
Yep.
Nope.
Damn.
So, what you're going to do
least it
is
was
you're
just
going to
an
send out
assist.
that pulse. You're going to send out like that pulse, and you're going to see those tendrils like move forward, and you're once again going to hear all of those voices all at once.
Can I make out anything?
Yes. You hear the two phrases that you hear are the first of the flames and we need to help.
Oh. I can vaguely understand that's bad.
Maybe. They're here to
Sounds
help.
good.
Maybe they're
'Cause
here
I'm
to
not-
help you.
I am not the first of the flames.
Actually, you might be.
Question mark?
You're not sure, but it definitely doesn't sound like not you.
All right. I don't know if I should relay that to the party. I don't know if it even helps them at this point.
You shouldn't.
I won't.
So next up, Patton.
So we're basically running into the woods blindly as it's getting dark with no direction on where to go.
Well, you know they're
Pretty
going
much.
after Elias and I, mostly me.
Yeah, you just see a swarm of these spiders go up behind these guys. But way off in the distance with your, special eyes, you can also start to make out some more humanoid-looking spiders up in the trees, like ahead of Elias and Jiron. They're starting to show up, but like they're really far out.
Now based on the walking city that this seems to be a kind of copy of, how far was it between where we landed and where they kept his fakey bullshit one? You know what I'm talking about?
Wait,
remember
what?
didn't he have like a fake, weren't there two eyes and he had like one of them or something, but it like wasn't good?
Yes.
Yeah. Where that would be if this is like this weird mirror of the thing. I'm thinking that's where we might need to check to see if it's there, right?
You already have gotten the information from going into the throne room and all of the like general area. There is the only thing that's here is a like visual copy.
Okay.
If that thing was here, you would already know. Like it would just be a massive ass beacon.
Okay, so it's not here.
You know that for a fact that it's not here.
Okay. Why the fuck are we in here again?
Because it looked interesting.
Why the fuck are we in here?
The real question you should ask is, why did you go in to the tree?
That's a good question.
Yeah, they told us not to go into the tree, and then Jerry ran
Explicitly.
into the tree. And then I was like, okay, I gotta save Jerry.
Classic horror movie blunders. But anyway, what would you like to do? You see that there's a bunch of spiders in front of you, bunch of spiders behind you, bunch of spiders between you and Elias and Jiron.
It's a lot of spiders. a lot of spiders.
A lot of spiders, and it's getting very dark. So the goal of this is definitely going to be to disengage from the spiders by some means.
Alrighty. How long did it take to get to this area of the woods? How long did we have to...
Oh, it took you like more than half a day.
Okay.
Like you've been walking for like a solid 10 to 12 hours.
We can't tell if the woods have changed around us or anything like that since we left either. So it's not like
you
we
can't
can just
retrace your
our
steps.
path. Yeah.
Alright, so... The best way that we can go...
You have drones.
I know, I got drones, but there's webs up there. You know, I'm getting to it. I got my boys.
No, yeah, the canopy is actually... The canopy has no gaps.
Oh, so it was a clearing, but there was still just trees everywhere. Fuck.
Yeah. It was a clearing in that there isn't, like, horizontal webs making walls. It's not a clearing as in you can see the sky.
Okay. Good. Can't see the sky. Alright, good. Bad. Not good.
Like, you could see this... You could get some extra light because the web is thinner.
But there's still a canopy of web over the area.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, absolutely. I hate this.
Okay. Now... my little dude that exploded. Did he do that? I don't remember if they just do that naturally, or if that was because
They do.
Okay, they do just explode.
They do that naturally, but not normally that fast. He absolutely got the shit kicked out of him.
Okay. All right.
Which, by the way, I believe there's still one of those inky shambling dudes just shambling about.
He just like grabbed onto Geron's ankle. He's just flapping in the wind.
So I mean, you could do something with that.
Yep. You know what? I think I'm gonna tell little dude number 4 to because they're kind of connected to me because I had that flask, right?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
Let go, buddy. This is gonna be an assist roll, so I'm gonna have him get like I'm gonna try to have him let go, get kicked off Geron to explode behind him because I got spiders behind him.
And what, like launch him?
Yeah.
Like potentially launch him forward, or
Launch him forward, explode on a bunch of spiders that are chasing them. Whichever works best. Hopefully I don't roll a 1.
all right, cool. Your last roll was your last roll Arcana? It was.
My last one was perception. But...
Oh no, it was perception. You're right. So now you can use Arcana again. Go for it.
All right. I'll always remember you, little dude number 4. 7 plus 12 is 19. I'm gonna do that 1d6 to add on to it.
Nice.
Fuck. 3. So that's 22.
22. 22 is going to be a success for the assist roll.
Nice.
So, as you do that, you're going to try and, like, dredge up one of those memories, right?
Yeah.
And all you're going to see is just blackness, eyes.
Mm-hmm. I remember this.
Yes. Just like thousands and thousands and thousands of those eyes, and then you're going to plant your hand on something and look out, and you're going to see your own face.
Looking good.
Just like jiggling a flask.
Nice. Do I look like normal? Do I look like all fucked up again?
No, you look like normal.
All right. Can I give myself a wink and a finger gun? Do I give
I mean,
myself
it's
that?
memories, so no. Of note, that's the first time you've ever seen yourself in a memory. So,
I thought you were going to say the
that's gonna
first
be a
time
success
ever. I
on-
was like, hey, Patton probably looked into a mirror and got really, like, defensive. Like birds. It's funny.
All right, so the thing's going to blow up, and Elias and Jiron are going to get launched through the air and are going to be in the air, and there's going to be a large cavitation where a group of spiders used to be, as it is John's turn.
Okay. So the thing I wanted to do before Patton blew up in Little Dude number 4 is... So there are humanoid spiders in front of us, and our only interaction with them was one beat up Little Dude number 3 and got exploded.
Yeah.
I want to roll insight on them to see if they're part of, like, this pack. And also if I think there's someone that we can, like, talk to.
Yeah, that sounds great. Actually, that's totally non-validated. Go for it. And in fact, I can say that you could make that an overcome if you could figure out a way to incorporate that explosion actually helping you to do that.
I mean, it would give me about 5 or 6 seconds to stop and talk to them if I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
That is a 20 plus...
The 3?
Well, no, plus 11 from my insight.
Oh, you got a nat 20.
Oh, you,
You little shit.
you cheeky fuck.
God damn it.
That was good. That was good. On a 20, on a 20, you're going to see immediately, you can just tell, like through the clearing when that explosion happens, you're going to see several people like immediately make hand motions and other people are going to go skittering through the trees. And you're also going to see something nearly imperceptible, which is one of the guys that's looking right at you is going to point his hand out, and you're just going to feel a very, very slight warmth from behind you as one of the larger spiders just immolates from the inside. These guys aren't here to hurt you.
Hell yeah. Alright. So I want to shout, hey, please, we need help. Which probably isn't anything that they don't know. But also, which way do we go?
All right. Sounds good. As you start to run up, you can see one of them that clearly seems to be in charge. He, like, tilts his head, looks at you, does not understand what you just said, but is going to, like, hold up one hand, make some fire out of it, and it's going to start rushing through the woods, and he's going to point down to it. He sent you a flare. That's the thing to follow.
Yeah, okay. I'm going to shout, we should follow that fire. And then do that.
Okay, so it's starting to get narrow now. You guys are in front of a swarm of spiders. As above you, you can see this just small crew of humanoid spiders to, like, you know, dudes with spider parts for legs, to dudes that just straight up look like elves. Like, vaguely spidery elves with bows, spears, but mostly just raw magic, starting to assault this horde of spiders beneath you. Elias, what do?
How many successes and failures are we on?
You're at 4 and 2.
How many to
Oh,
totally
boy.
fucking fail?
3 to totally fail, 5 to succeed. So you could
Oh,
be a
boy.
douchebag and just go for the success roll right here, right now.
Do it, bitch.
Elias
Right
is
here, right
angry,
now.
part 3.
We have no bonuses, correct?
Correct.
I just used them.
I mean, I would have to roll below a 9. Fuck up.
Yeah.
That's almost 50-50.
Yeah!
I'm just going to say,
Look.
do whatever Elias would do.
That's what
boy.
I'm saying. I'm thinking it through here. And it's like, so at this point, these things are dangerous and very clear to Elias. They're not real people.
What you can
You
see,
know-
so you get a better look at them as they're illuminated by the flames that they're shooting out, or the just random lightning that's sparking from them. Some of them look a lot like spiders, but some of them, unless you were looking very, very closely at, like, the bits of chitin under their neck, and, you know, like, their eyes where they've got, like, a little red dot, or, like, maybe an extra one or two, and, like, their joints look kind of weird. From afar, you can't tell them apart from an elf.
And because they look like elves, they're not people.
True.
Also, you can hear the chatter from among them, like they're talking to each other, and you recognize it. They
What do I
kind of
recognize it as?
they sound like the equivalent of people speaking, you know, ye old English. It sounds like
so they're fucking
It's-
pea zombies.
it sounds like high elven, like high old elven.
Yeah, so my initial thought is, oh, these things are fucking reading our and specifically my and specifically the elves that they've been around minds and are kind of like forming a parasitic pseudo culture and are killing a bunch of people and they think they're alive but they're not because it's a Chinese room bullshit.
I think they're friends.
I mean, they might think that they think, but they don't actually think.
And that's good enough for me.
So Elias is still pissed, part 3. So, because one of these things was attacking Jerry, and so, like, how far away from us are these things?
So the other thing that you can very clearly tell is that thing that the one-faced spider said, right? Not the same language.
So these might be different spiders?
Yeah, that was a spider with a person.
Okay, I'm going to roll perception to see if these are...
characteristics.
I'm going to roll perception as a...
as an assist?
As an assist to see if this group on the branches are significantly different to the group that built the trap thing back there.
Okay, go for it.
And that'll inform my ability to tell whoever's going next what we should do.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, I rolled below a 9, so it's a good thing I didn't go for a succeed.
What'd you roll?
19.
Total?
Perception total. Yeah.
Alrighty. So, it's hard to make out exactly what the deal is with these guys.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, there's still some of them that have, like, they're, like, half spider. You know, some of them that have got, like a spider legs, like a complete spider abdomen. Some of them there's, like, at least one guy who's got, like, a full-on spider face, but elf legs and arms, and that guy freaks you the hell out.
I don't trust him.
Like, that, there's at least, like, 2 of that guy. You also see off in the distance yet another group, which is just, like, 2 dudes. One of which is wearing what looks like a full bodysuit of, like you ever seen one of those flame retardant, like, stunt suits? He's wearing one of those and a gas mask. He's bipedal, and you can see just flame erupting around his feet as he's, like, sitting off in the sidelines watching, and there's another person in a fairly similar getup who seems to be arguing with him. So that kind of takes your attention away from being able to figure out entirely what the deal is with these guys.
Yeah, but there's too much interesting shit going on.
Those guys are completely separate from this. They ain't doing shit.
So I don't get a bonus, right?
Correct. Elias is sort of mystified.
So are we, like, in the air or just still running at this point?
Still running. You hit the ground pretty hard, did, like, a cool combat roll, and now the spiders are basically completely behind you as your spider friends, in quotes, above you are picking off a lot of the swarm behind you as the web walls narrow, and you're now basically in a wooded corridor almost, following this flame path down some winding labyrinthian maze-like bullshit.
Okay, so Jerry at this point would have noticed that these things are susceptible to fire, unlike he previously thought. So what he's going to do as an intimate...
Well, the web isn't.
The web isn't, but the spiders are.
People's are.
Of note, they're burning from the inside.
I can do that, right?
Maybe.
Well, I don't want to do Arcana again because I can't.
You can't do Arcana again.
What I'm thinking of is doing an Infernal Wrath kind of meme as an Intimidate.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go full on Human Torch here, Tiefling Torch.
Yeah.
And what I'm trying to accomplish here is I'm trying to at least either slow down the spiders that are wild and feral, or just, like, have one, like, jump on me and just, like, self-immolate.
Okay, I'm assuming that this is an assist in some way, or are you actually just going for it?
I can probably just go for it, right?
Yeah, this would be the last thing that you need to succeed, so...
Yeah, you have to describe how it would...
How would this end the sequence? Are you just gonna, like, burn all of them away, basically?
I would burn them all away and establish myself as, like... I heard first of the flames, so I'm seeing these other guys use flame. I want to establish I'm the dominant flame user here.
Okay, that works for me. Go for it.
All right. Hopefully this ends up better than, or just as well as C-3PO and the Ewoks. All right. That's a good roll. That is, what is my intimidate? Sorry. I have like one window. It's a success. 28.
28. Okay. On that, you go to immolate, like to self-immolate, and as you do it, you realize you can't stop.
Oh.
And you realize you're doing this way too well. Like, way too well. And the rest of you guys are going to see as Giron just floats into the air.
Before I do that, can I toss Elias the Fang?
Sure.
All right.
Oh, I grabbed that instantly. Put it in a little pouch.
You're going to, like, just on autopilot, float into the middle of this horde, and then just, like, make a burning hot cavitation, and all of this shit's going to turn to ash.
Nice.
So that's what you guys are seeing. What Giron is seeing is you're walking through your woods, and you see a small elf boy, small, of course, as all elves do. He has the 6 legs. He's got the chitinous ears.
Of course.
And you see that he's cold and weak. And you hold out your hand and you light the flame and you pass it to him. And the flame reaches into his chest and you see its eyes alight and his hands light up as you realize you have now gifted these people the flame.
Stop Prometheusing these fucking pea zombies. I don't like it.
As you see Giron float in the air and start burning, you're going to see all the spiders, spider people, jump down and immediately kneel and hold out an open hand as they all light a small flame in their hands. As they say, "Welcome back, Eternal Weaver, first of the flame."
God damn it, Jerry. You going around becoming a demigod again?
Again.
As they repeat 3 more times, God of the way, light our path. In this old Elven. The Giron does not understand, by the way. Only person who knows what the fuck they're saying is Elias.
Guess who's my speaker?
And I would guess that it's real fucked up old Elven.
It's slightly. It's a little bit of a slur, but the consonants are slightly wrong.
Guess who has hot hands and can function as a high priest? Elias.
Stop establishing religions. We don't need more religions.
As Elias, you're gonna look over at those. You want to look over at those guys who are looking around, right? In the fire suits.
Yeah.
They're going to look over. They're going to look at you specifically. You're going to turn to each other, just shake their heads, and walk back through the tree brush into the web that they came from.
Those guys are real elves.
But yeah, that seems like a good place to stop this episode, as Giron accidentally is now magicking himself back in time into a deity.
I feel like John's gonna have a lot of problems with this.
Probably.
Good.
But you know what?
Just quit doing things.
Giron does not have a problem with this. Yet.
You know what I don't have a problem with? Revival, a Dungeons & Dragons real play podcast. You can find the show on YouTube, iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, the usual places. Website is letmetellyyouabout.com, and then letmetellyyouabout.moe, which is my preferred URL. There's a Discord in the description, as well as a Patreon, Twitter, who's a what's it, you know what's going on. I demand that you keep listening to Revival, a Dungeons & Dragons real play podcast. We'll see you guys next episode.